Welcome to the AfterHourPod. This is Eastside Academy. It's your boy, Mr. Productions.
Your boy section.
Live Power.
And welcome to the first episode of the Nostalgia Edition. Oh boy. A debate I didn't really think was going to be a debate. This will be an episode for the anime community. My Hero Academia versus JJK. So,
Hold on, wait a minute. He just say this wasn't gonna be a debate.
it really wasn't going to be a debate. Listen, let me host. You'll have your time to talk. Your 7 minutes of fame will happen.
This guy.
Now,
7 minutes of fame.
we have 5 categories: story, characters, power, villains, world building, and a bonus category, which I'll reveal at the end. Now, knowing that you came in here first, DJ, I want you to start off with your 7 minutes. I'm pleading your case for My Hero Academia.
No. I came in here first.
No.
I was punctual. I was on time. He go first.
What?
All right. All right. Section. Your 7 minutes begins now. And your category is story.
This is gonna be easy. All right. Story? Oh shit. Well, when it comes to story, both of these animes have really taken over the community. But when it comes to really character-driven stories, there's like a few animes in context as good as JJK. Just a few. But My Hero is not one of them, man. They have so much plot holes, so much loopholes. The character development is all over the place. You don't even know what's going on. It's very, very odd. It's not there. JJK, right? Like ever since episode 1, you already knew it was gonna be a banger, bro. They started off really fast. The graphics, the writing, everything was there. Let me see.
Still has nothing to do with story.
What do you mean? Building up to the story. But if you want to say story, then okay. When it comes to both stories, My Hero it's not comparable. Right? The characters themselves, they go through so many traumatic experiences, right? But in JJK, they go through way more, right? It's way more passionate in JJK. The villains are way more like pronounced in JJK, right? You're not gonna see like any kiddie stuff going on. It's all grown shit going on in JJK. In My Hero, they just be like doing activities and fun shit, even while like lives are on the line. They don't be taking their job seriously and shit. They want to be heroes, right? But like they're playing around 24/7. I don't get that. Their end goal is supposed to be like this big hero that their friends and family can be like proud of and shit. But it's like a side mission to them. Most of them want to be heroes because of either fame or money. They don't want to be heroes to protect justice. Whether in JJK, how the story goes, they want to be sorcerers, right? Not just to protect those that they love, but to survive, right? And the story makes sense because it's so driven around like survival. And you see a lot of the story gets built on like characters like how Gojo, goes around like the academy and like teaches them like, hey, even though I'm a goofball, bro, shit is really serious like that. And the reason why he acts like that is because he can. He's strong enough. But take Midoriya for a reason. He acts like a goofball all the time. But he's not strong enough 10 times out of 10. Like he has to rely on others. And that's not a bad thing. But if you're in like the hero world and you're not taking shit seriously, bad shit happens. And in My Hero, we see bad shit happen all the time. Unnecessary shit too. Fillers and all this dumb shit. They would put like 3 episodes, 3 or 4 episodes, dragging shit out for no reason before getting to the main point. And I'm like, why is My Hero so slow paced? JJK in the first 24 episodes went straight to the point before My Hero could get straight to their point in so much. In like 3 seasons, the first 3 seasons of My Hero, we finally caught up to what All for One is. Are you kidding me? So, in conclusion, JJK is just superior in almost every category. If it comes to story, it's not even close. That's why this was going to be easy. Can't wait for the next category.
All right, and time. All right, DJ, your 7 minutes begins now.
Oh, that nigga
Your
ain't do
category
his
story.
homework. That nigga ain't do his homework.
Homework.
let me start off with, first of all, ain't you non-serious? What he say? What he say? Cause he can. Your non-serious hero is trapped in a box right now, struggling, waiting on somebody else to save him. Am I wrong? Dang, that's crazy work, right? So if you look at the real
Did
story,
we forget how he got trapped in the
nah,
box?
I won't hear none of that. I won't hear none of that. That's his
Okay,
people's.
okay, cool, cool,
That's
cool,
his
cool, cool.
people's. That's his people's. Yeah, we heard about all that, but he faltered. He faltered in a moment of hesitation. He got folded. That's all he needed. And guess what? Guess what? He could be the big bad with overpowered abilities, but that was Midoriya's mentor. But Bro's power was declining. You see that, and same thing in Jujutsu Kaisen. And on top of that, when you put the storyline, he came through hardship after hardship. Bro put his life on the line for this story. You talking about his goof in nothing but games. He a high schooler. He a high schooler. He been out here breaking his body, surviving, training every day. What are you talking about? 9 times out of 10, that arc, they was in UA. If he wasn't in UA, he was an intern. And there was only one person in there that said they wanted to be a hero for the money, and that was Uraraka. And that was only because her family was poor. Everybody in the trenches want to think about getting some money and fame. What are you talking about? Then on top of that, the plot. Your plot is garbage. He ate a
Oh, no. I
what's it
know
called? He ate a
My Hero
finger.
fan ain't talking about plot.
He ate a finger and kept it pushing. You feel me? Midoriya, yeah, he ate hair, but at the end of the day, he had to build for this. How was UG have grown? You talk about story plot, yeah, all that is in the manga. All right, we talk about straight anime. That joint trash. That joint skip with no explanation whatsoever. All right, and on top of that, you only saying it's better because it got more depth and violence. All right, at the end of the
I
day,
didn't say one thing about the violence, but cool.
huh? Because it got death and violence. That's the plain and simple fact. You feel me? Because the power structures is tough. Not everybody get a good one, but they make their power work, and powers can evolve. That's what the tough part is. And on top of that, if you seen the final season, not even if you seen 2 seasons before this, before they made My Villain Academia, they started what's it called? Teachers getting packed up, professors getting packed up, people losing powers, distress. And then when My Villain Academia, they gave a whole season just for villain character development. That was world building and character building at the same time. This man, the main villain, which is for the next generation, you talking about for what All for One is. Now that we know what All for One is, we still can't beat the top villain. He out here, bro. If you seen the season finale, which everybody should have, you feel me? 9 times out of 10, that man packed up. He's dead. The greatest side character is dead right now. What are you talking about? It's getting real. And the what's it called? The professor, he out here
It's
putting
called
his life
plot,
on the
sir.
line.
It's
You
called
talking about
plot.
they not dying for this? Bro lost a whole arm. Mr. Aizawa lost a whole arm. They put a whole four. I ain't gonna lie. Jujutsu Kaisen did have a tough behind. What's it called? What's it called? Scene with Toji when he was moving frames. But next is Shigaraki. He out here instilling feelings inside Eraser, man. He's trying to say, oh, that's why I still think you late. He out here talking shit after he came back for 2 seconds. In 30 seconds time, he devastated the whole fucking world. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? You gotta really understand that. You're villain. Your villain, you know what he did? He died. And he ain't even a real villain. He a brain. Taking a host. Now you gotta figure out real stuff. And then on top of that, your top op is your main character. What are you talking about? He ain't doing nothing. He out here dying. He watching everybody die in front of him. He ain't saving nothing. You know what Midori out here doing? He out here getting new
Crying.
styles,
He's
new hair,
crying.
new powers. Bro, because this is emotional. You a high schooler going through all this.
Emotional.
You see your mans get taken away. You got two wood stitches, wood splints on your arms, trying to go get your buddy back. Like, yo, we gotta go, bro. I'm running off straight adrenaline. We gotta get him back. It didn't even get him back. On top of that, you fighting a man who out here punching on the world. This man has said, yo, I'm not even on crazy stuff. I just want to kill you. I just want to kill people. I just like killing. He was like, what? Like, you coming up in the world, and there's people like this in the world that's trying to punch on a 5-year-old kid. You gotta really think about that. Then on top of that, villains was getting packed up, but more heroes was getting packed up. They was like, nah, we gonna most definitely make sure y'all die. They was out here blitzing people, and they had a back door this whole time. The back door was one of their own. Then they had more character development with the heroes. Like, come on, it's like 2 boring characters in the whole group. The dude with the tail, not just the dude with the tail, for real. Even the anime out here got good character development. That John crazy. Like, you gotta really think about that. You gotta really think about that, bro. He out here causing bugs to devastate niggas. And bug fear is a real fear. You can't even say that's some weak John. That's real fear. There's people out here in the hood that's
Stolen from Shino. That's it.
So no, now it's stolen. Now it's stolen. Now it's
Ah, it
stolen.
is,
You ain't heard of
man.
bug command. How many bug command abilities is there in the world? From
How,
Demon
no, no, no,
Slayer,
no. How many
from
bug
Demon Slayer
command
to
abilities is in
Naruto,
anime? That should be your question.
in the world, from anime to manga to manhwa. How many bug commandments there is, man? I don't hear none of that. And on top of that, they got creativity. I know y'all seen Vigilante.
Creativity.
Yes, with a plot story. All right, right. It came down to the predecessors.
And your 7 minutes are up, DJ.
Yeah, get out of here, man.
Nice.
Anybody want to hear
All
that
right,
shit?
now you two have 5 minutes to discuss and debate and argue amongst each other on what y'all said. So y'all 5 minutes
He said
start
the
now.
shit and the shit
All
and the
right.
shit.
First and
Yeah,
foremost,
you said the
when
shit,
you
the shit, the
said
shit.
J,
How you
when
gonna
you
say flowers?
said when you said Gojo, right, was trapped in the cube, and like how that happened,
Stressing.
he literally made that happen himself to save the people, knowing he would have got out eventually.
No, he didn't.
He was chilling in
No,
there.
he
He was
didn't.
like, okay,
No, he didn't.
he did.
No, he
That's
was
what he said.
surprised.
He
He was
slowed time
surprised.
down.
Mind
He
you, they
slowed
didn't know
time
who the
down
big
to the
villain
point
is.
he saw he was gonna get trapped. Then he was like, okay, cool. I gotta save all these people around me, knowing I can't save them all, but I'll still save a lot of them, right? I'll get trapped. He saw the trap coming, right? Time was stopped around him. And he's like, I'm gonna just let myself get captured, knowing that eventually I would have got out.
That's all you got. All right. Are we saying everything from My Hero, right? And Jujutsu Kaisen, including the movie?
If it's the movies, you're gonna get cooked.
Nah, the movie,
Anime debate only. Anime debate only. Movies are
If
not
it's
included.
movies, you're gonna get cooked.
bro. The movie is what explained it. Well, anyways, right?
Anime debate only.
All
No
right. I'll take a
movies.
snippet. I'll take a snippet.
Not
Because
none of that canon
from the
shit,
movie,
bro. That's
that's
non-canon, bro.
Jujutsu Kaisen was canon movie. Jujutsu Kaisen Zero. Listen,
Yeah, that was a canon movie.
Listen. He fought him.
But then My Hero movies, no.
Listen, he fought him thinking he was dead. Remember? Because Yuta was out here scrapping. Then he went on the world mission and all that good stuff, right? But at the end of the day, he thought that man was packed up. When he killed, now listen. When he killed every demon or whatever spirit or every curse, right? He was surprised to see him, and that made a moment of hesitation. That time slow stuff, That wasn't his power. That was his thought process. He was like, dang.
Well, that makes my point even better because even he made his thought process
But he
that
couldn't move
fucking
that. He
diminished.
couldn't move. He knew that
He
because of the
was
sheer
thinking
fact,
all that shit within minutes.
bro. You gotta understand. You thinking and you responding is two different things. The cube already in motion, right? He thinking all this, but he know he can't move because when he
I mean, he
activated,
know he can't move.
because when he
We
activated
saw
the power,
we saw time slow
listen.
down, and he was running around the crowd.
Yes, when
What are
he
you talking
activated
about?
his reverse curse technique, what's his name? Was it his best friend basically popped out after all that because he knew if he gonna do
He
this,
knew, for one,
he
he
got it
knew it was a trap. He just didn't know what it was. So he
exactly. If
was
he
running
gonna do
around
this
analyzing the situation.
exactly, and he said if he gonna do this, he gotta successfully kill everybody. So it ain't no chance for a trap. He did all that. Had two cursed hands and cursed demons in his hands. You feel me? And then he faltered. Cause he saw, oh, that's my homie.
Altered.
That's
He
my
knew
best
what
friend.
was
That's his
gonna
face.
happen.
That's my homie. That's
Like
his
when
best friend. That's
Jogo
his
was gonna
face.
when
He
Jogo
don't
was
know what
gonna
to do now.
incinerate the whole subway, bro.
But
He
are you gonna kill
made
your best
sure
friend? Are you gonna kill your best friend? You just
he was thinking about it, but he
exactly.
was like
And that
he was
thought process right there got him trapped. That right there got him trapped. That thought
he
process
said
right
he
there.
was willing to get trapped, knowing he was gonna
He
get
couldn't
rescued.
move. He knew even if he did anything at this moment.
He had three options. He could have packed all of them up, and they knew he could have, but they used the civilians as like a leverage, saying, "Okay,
That's why
if he
that's
packed
why
all of
he
us
got
up,
trapped.
the whole civilians would have got packed up too."
Bro, the
The
whole goal was
second
to
option
tire
he
out
had,
Gojo. The
the
whole goal
second
was to
option
tire out
he
Gojo.
had, he could have just dipped.
The
The
whole
second
goal was
option, he
to
could have
tire
just
out
dipped,
Gojo.
but he didn't
Right?
do that because he had to
And
save
on
the
the other
citizens.
hand, and
The
on the other
third
hand,
option, he
if you
took
want to
the
look at
third
that,
option,
if you want to
and
look
he
at that,
just
if you want to look at that for All Might, if you want to look at that for All Might, right? That man was a symbol of peace. Number one, all right. He even instilled that in the world. The world. I can say that because USA was there. They was dying for this. You
a
don't
symbol of peace
understand,
in Japan modeled off the USA. That's crazy.
huh?
A symbol of peace for Japan models off of USA.
Bro. If you out here punching buildings to save me, I say, yo, you a hero in my eyes too. Damn, what everybody said.
No.
What
We're
you talking
talking
about?
about story wise, right?
Yes. This was a part of
If
the
this is a
story.
And
This is in the
time.
Japanese
season.
Your
story,
This
5
is in the
minutes is up.
season.
if this is a Japanese story,
5
sir,
minutes
it's
is
not a
up, y'all.
United States story.
That's not fair. I was talking about
That's
him.
All
symbol
right.
of
And he talking too
monarchy,
fast.
symbol of democracy, not
Time.
school.
We
Time.
need 10
Time.
minutes. We
Time.
need 10 minutes. All in favor for 10?
Nope. Nope. No.
We need an
No.
extra
No. We're
5.
moving on. We're moving on. We're moving on.
Ah!
Our next category is characters. So
Oh,
Damar,
shit,
your
Wait,
7
wait, wait,
minutes
wait,
will
wait, wait.
begin
you're
now.
getting cooked.
Wait. We got to put a guideline to this. Are we
Oh,
talking
here
about
we
main
go.
characters? Or are we talking about side
No,
characters?
We're talking about everybody.
That's not fair, though.
All
Because
the
You're
characters.
getting
we
All
got
the
way
cooked,
more
boss.
characters.
character systems.
Except for the villains.
All right.
They're gonna have their
All
own
What?
right.
category.
Why except for the okay? Oh,
I'm
okay,
about to say,
cool,
because,
cool.
like, we got to really think about this, bro. That's cheating.
How?
All right.
It's because you know you got
All
no
your
All right.
chance
character
of this.
development is ops. What you mean?
All right.
When
All
it
right.
comes to
See,
character
all right. Damar,
development, when it
your
comes to
7 minutes begins now.
all right, when it comes to character development, I'm just gonna start off by saying this. This shouldn't be close, bro.
Wait,
When it
is it
comes to that fucking
character
my
development?
bro, if it's not the main heroes themselves, the adult heroes that actually get subparts of good character development in the show, where they're like the inspiration, as you say, All Might, nobody else, and we're not talking about villains, right? When it comes to those kids and those upcoming heroes, they got absolutely little to no character development for the first 3 to 4 seasons, bro. And when I say this, bro, Midoriya himself had the and this is funny to me. He was the most picked on from the start, right? He got like he had to go through so much to still end up being the same fucking guy throughout the whole series. The only difference is now he has like powers and shit from All Might. He has all this. I don't even want to call it will, bro. He just has all this, I don't know, pent up energy to try to prove to All Might that he's the right successor to his one for all. And I'm like, yo, All right, let's put Midoriya aside. Look at Bakugo. People say, "Oh, Bakugo is like a fucking like what's his deal? He's mad 24/7. Like he's like he has a fucking tampon up his ass like every time. Like he's blowing stuff up. Like his attitude is just, and he's like this throughout the whole show. And people will be like, well, if you know who his mother is, he got that from his mother. Bitch, that don't matter. Like he comes to school mad all the time for no reason, giving attitude all the time for no reason, right? They got Todoroki, bro. The fucking Zuko ripoff, bro. Little to no, like he's literally the Zuko ripoff. Daddy issues, scar on his left side. He can use fire. Are you kidding me? Like, where did they get that from? But like, the half and half, man, right? His fucking character development went straight out the window after I found out who his family was. And we all knew who his dad was, but seeing the rest of his family, we're like, what the fuck? So why are you becoming a hero then, to prove something to your dad? I'm like, that's not a good reason. Do you want to help people? We found that out. The first fucking school tournament event where he specifically said, I'm only doing this to try to get back at my dad. I'm like, my guy, you've been given we know what his dad did to him. Granted, this is like a Sasuke type shit. Like, oh, I'm trying to get back to Itachi, bro. Fuck that guy. But like, we know what his dad did. But that's not a good reason for like all that shit you're doing. And he held that shit up until like, oh, when All Might went down and his dad had to fight the Nomu in the city, and oh, my dad's the new symbol of peace, but I don't care. I'm still a brat that has all this bullshit. Nobody want to see that. And then what we got? We got fucking Uraraka, bro. Next, what is this bitch's problem, bro? What is this bitch's like? She, you know what? She acts too much like she knows everything and she has control of every situation, right? She wants to be the so-called, let's say, because we all know how her upbringing was, but to call her character a good character is just no. They just wanted a female character to just throw in the show that can support Midoriya, and that's basically it. She's so bland, she's so boring, right? When it comes to her powers, okay, that's unique, but like her reason for being a hero is literally to try to like make more friends. And I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, okay, cool. You do you, and you know. And when it comes to like real heroes, right? The adults, that's all the show's been given. So when we look at JJK characters now, real characters, right? You have the fucking MC, the GOAT himself, Itadori Yuji, right? That's character development. We saw where he was coming from. Like he was brave from the jump. Midori is still a bitch to this day. I don't know what to tell you, but Yuji was brave from the jump, right? Saw a fucking demon. He said, "What is that? I can see these things. Oh well, I'm just gonna fight. I'm gonna throw straight hands. I don't care what it is. I'm about that life." Even before he met Sakuna, he was like, "Yo, what is that? You know what? I don't care. I'm about that life." It's like what Ichigo did, episode 1. He like these two are about that life. Midoriya isn't. He only got more confident because of what All Might did to him. Right? That boy got touched. Yeah, he did. A little boy. But anyways, Yuji, the main man. You saw all that hardship he went through, all the training he went through. When it comes to training, I feel like he had it more than Midoriya. He had to overcome. He came back from being dead, right? Because Sakuna was like, you know what? I I want to torture this guy, but I'm entertained at the same time. So I'm gonna let you live just to see what you do. And that was Sakuna's biggest regret because we all know what happened at the end of the series. And that's what plot is, right? You're going back to the earlier seasons to see what happens and the latter seasons. And I'm gonna get to Gojo, don't you worry. But Yuji, And his like character development throughout the story has been so compact that like in the first 24 episodes of JJK, you know exactly what was gonna happen. Whether in the first fucking 24 episodes of My Hero, you either got lost, you're saying, what the fuck is this? Who is that? What is going on? Like, they did a poor job explaining over there. But when it comes to like, let's say, what the characters have to do with the story in building, we see like usually get paired up with his trio, how they like tackle all their problems together, by the way. They have their moments. Yes, they do. They had their moments. But when it comes to like the fillers versus fillers, JJK is like, yo, we just go straight to the point, bro. Straight to the point. Hmm. What else? What else? What else? I mean, when it comes to like the cool side character, and this is a comparison I saw on like Reddit. People comparing Bakugo to Megumi. What the fuck is that? That's disrespectful. First of all, Megumi is cool, calm, and collected, right? This man analyzes every situation and does. And he's like Itachi, right? He doesn't just jump into shit and be like, "Hey, I'm mad about shit 24/7. I don't want to be here." Dude,
And time.
Megumi has a.
All right, DJ, you have 7 minutes to plead your case. Your category is the same as the Mars characters.
All right, number one, disgusting. All Might. This man was literally getting
The
punched on by
symbol of
grand. Nah,
hypocrisy.
shut up. Nah, shut up. Mute your mic. Now, this man was literally getting punched on by a Gran Torino, right? Um, the person who also inspired him was just so happened to be Shigaraki's grandmom. All for one, took his kid. I mean, took her grandkid. After this man was getting abused. Actually, no, wait, we can't even talk about villains. Nah, scratch that. We're gonna talk about the grandmom. You feel me? That was his inspiration. Mind you, he was quirkless. She was like, oh, I see a real hero in this man. Passed it on. He still had to train his body. Gran Torino was punching on him to be the greatest number one hero in the world. You feel me? He went on to do that. Fast forward. Midori also quirkless, mind you. You talking about he Bakugo growing up all angry and all this good stuff. They both looked up to All Might. He's everybody's hero. You feel me? And he's like, yo, he always wins, no matter what. He gonna turn his anger into strength. Now his power was nitroglyceride, right? But nitroglyceride also exploded from his palms when he sweated, right? But you gotta remember, it's also corks is a part of your muscles. That's what made the power system way better. Because now you can make it better depending on if you train your cork, and then plus if you strain it too much, it can also lead to damages, right? This was known. So fast forward, right, to the point with when Midoriya got his character development, right? Meddling is the essence of being a hero. All Might always preached that. Everybody knew that. He ran into a sludge monster he had no help getting against, but his homie, his sandbox homie that he was playing with, stressing, stressing. Yeah, he angry and all this good stuff, but he don't know why. At the end of the day, he like, dang, bro, you got the coolest power ever, ever, and everybody thinking that you got explosions, you can fly with it and everything. It's infinite abilities. He thinking like that. Dang, you about to die. He trying to help. You feel me? And that's when All Might seen it and saved both of them. Now it just so happened that created a whole different complex. He's like, dang, you had to save me. Mind you, he a middle schooler about to be a high schooler, first year. Bro come up, he see Umaraka, who also wanted to be a hero because she was in the trenches. You gonna get to this money, nigga. That was the number one rule. Get my parents right, we gonna be good. You feel me? Get to this money, right? Now, you got hero points, you got save points, and you got Enchinium, right? That man was different. He was out here trying to be on the family lineage, was out here being a hero, and boom, they all landed in class 1A. Then All Might just so happened to be a teacher. But it was bigger than that. He was looking for a successor. He already gave it up. Now he got to train his successor. This man got to learn how to use his ability. Because, mind you, for 3 months straight, he was training because he was like, yo, the entrance is like 4 months away, 3 months away. Build your body, get right. I was like, all right, that's worth it. That makes sense. You got to build what you get. You feel me? You can't just come in with a crazy power system. Itadori ate a finger, and I wouldn't be scared of no demons if I could throw a 5-pound ball 30 plus feet. You Nah, I'm lying. 70 plus feet. He was wilding. He made it shoot it to the moon looking like Team Rocket. I'm like, bro, he tweaking. Yeah, what's the deal with this man? I wouldn't be scared anyway either. This man ate a finger after he was in an occult club. Yes, you got to really look at his backstory. He was in a cult club after his grandpappy died. He said, "Oh, save everybody." That ain't no real character development. Then everybody died. Everybody died. He didn't even do what he was supposed to do. His best friend, that's the girl. She had a random backstory, dead. Megumi, stressing. What's it called? Itadori, Megumi, still stressing together. They had 2 episodes about fighting a dwarf. Let's keep it a stack. Megumi would have been packed up if that wasn't his daddy. Come on, bro. Then we go back to Kacha, aka Bakugo. They out here scrapping. They trying to figure out, yo, what's your problem? You feel me? Why are you so angry? They find out why he's so angry. They're like, yo, how is you the person that got it? How are you the one that got the plot armor? All this random stuff. You feel me? But bro was out here getting out the mud. He said, you don't even know. You don't even understand. Nigga, it was you that was trying to get light. I was trying to get right like you, nigga. He just so happened to run across All Might. But that's because, man, his conviction deep. He always smiling. And you talking about class 1, they got no character development. How? First infield training. Boom. Teacher get packed up. Blood on the floor. They get split up. Now they got to really realize, yo, these randoms is trying to kill us. Shigaraki coming in. He like, dang. He like, who is that? He looking like a spoiled brat. Now they got bigger problems. You feel me? And then when they go into season 2, because you talk about the first 3 seasons, that was season 1. Season 2, that was the what's it called? The student battle royale and all that. Battle fight. That's when you really learn about Todoroki, and his dad was punching on him, giving the Gohan treatment. You feel me? At like 10. Throwing up 10. His brother, we didn't even figure out missing. You feel me? He said, you did this. Mom in the hospital, you did this. What you mean? He in a messed up environment. His other two siblings doing regular because their powers wasn't good enough. They couldn't live a regular life. You feel me? They all knew this. And what's it called? Endeavor out here stressing. When he fought the dude and became a new symbol of peace, he was like, hurt, don't it? You still a bad dad. I don't hear about none of that, bro. Mom ain't here. You be a hero in your own crib. You want to be a hero to the other people. What is this? You birth us. What's wrong with you? The whole family feeling like that. Then, on top of that, when we go back to the season 2, this man was out here fighting for his life. Todoroki was out here fighting.
And
Midoriya
time.
still trying to be a hero. He was meddling.
7 minutes are
How's
up.
that time?
Yep. Now, both of y'all 5 minutes begin now. Debate.
I wasn't done. You talk about some 3 seasons was trash. Season 3, that's when it was a whole retrieval arc. They kidnapped Kacchan. We found out who All for One was. All Might lost his powers.
Damar, you're muted.
You're muted.
You're muted.
Oh,
Much
shit.
better.
But yeah, we're talking about character, not plot. So I don't want to hear all that shit.
What you mean? This is all character development. Character development.
You were
They out here
spitting nothing
stressing.
but plot, bro.
He said, yo,
But
now it's your turn. All Might lost his powers. Mind you, Midoriya thought he could save everybody. He saved one kid.
And that was his mistake. He thought he
What you
was
mean?
him just
What you
because All Might was him, and he was like, yo, I got All Might's powers, bro. I can do it all, right? He still acts like a kid most of the time. His fucking brain processing acts like a kid. Like when it comes, and you mentioned a great point. You said Ingenium was a great hero. Like the way he processes, Like he had a great reason to be a hero, right? That's a good reason to be a hero. His character development is good. When it comes to Midoriya, fuck no, right?
How?
And as I said, Bakugo is what do you mean how?
He wanted to be a
That boy
hero.
stayed.
He wanted to be a hero because All Might saves everybody. He wanted to be just like him, and even in a
Yeah,
corporate
he was
environment.
fanboying. He was
What you
fanboying.
mean?
He's
That's
in
not
this moment.
fanboying.
He's
That's not
in this moment
fanboying.
just because, bro.
Being a hero was
Just
the number
because.
one. Was the number one.
He was a
Was the number one
fanboy
job in
before
the
he
world,
wanted to
bro.
be a hero.
That's like
bro.
being the number one basketball player. What are you
What?
talking about? That's not a crazy. That's not a crazy dream to not be about.
That boy
was the
be
number.
fanboying any chance he gets, bro.
How? That was the number. He saved
Any chance he
everybody.
gets,
You
he
want
be
to be like the number
fanboying,
one
bro.
hero. You want to
Even
be
to the
like Jordan. Be like Mike.
he
What are you
wants
talking
to
about?
be like the number one hero.
That was
But
Jordan. That was Jordan. He got trained at the Jordan himself. That's how he was.
Yeah,
What are you talking about?
but he just never got there though. Just
Yes,
because
he
of the
did.
choices he made.
Yes, he did.
Because of the choices he made, he just never got there. Wait a minute.
What was the bad choice? What was the bad choice? What was the bad choice?
He
What was
made
bad
many
choice?
bad choices, if anything.
What?
Right?
Do
For
tell.
one, he thought he could do a lot by himself, right? Two, let's see.
That's cap.
What do you mean
Number
that's
one.
cap?
Number one, Kachan. He out here talking to him, yo. We can do this together, bro. I'm trying to be like you. I'm trying to help you. Let's get right together. Number one.
No. He's
You
trying
got
to
it all
help
wrong,
Kachan
bro.
out
I
of his
never hated
problems.
you.
And this is why I said Kachan's a bad character too. Midoriya's
How?
trying to help him with his problems. Midoriya himself knows Kachan, like he's always miserable and like mad all the time. But for what? Bro,
What you mean?
you're mad that Midoriya has
Nigga,
powers out of nowhere. You're mad
nigga.
that All Might gave Midoriya his powers and not you.
That is the
You're mad
classic. That is the
he's mad
classic
to
number
everybody,
one.
not
That is the
just
classic
Midoriya.
number one backdoor. We was homies.
But,
we was friends. We had the same upbringing. Why did you get a better life? You met.
I mean, to
our
be
idol.
fair, they weren't really homies though.
Yes, they
He
were.
was always picking on that. He was always picking on that nigga.
It changed when they was like
He was
10
always
like
picking that nigga.
But they was always
Yeah.
together.
But that was the core of the story. The story is about like heroes. When he found out like he was quirkless, he started picking on that nigga for no reason.
You gotta really understand.
For no reason,
bro. These niggas is only in high school. It went from elementary to middle school. You feel me?
He still had no reason to do that.
He got powers in middle school.
It was a friend group. It was him and 4 niggas and Midoriya, right? All of them found that they had powers, right? And then when Midoriya was like, and that was his best friend. When
that was
Midoriya,
at the end of elementary school. They was best friends before that. They already said that.
I'm talking about there. Why did he switch up? Because Midoriya had no powers.
He was like, yo, you ain't got no powers.
He called him loser. But why? He called him loser. He called it insignificant. He said his life was worthless.
If you got a nigga,
he said he should go back home. He said he should go back home and think about doing
that get hurt. I wouldn't want that around me either. You feel?
But why did he talk to him like that though? He didn't have to say that to him.
Kid.
That was his best friend. All of them were kids.
Bro, you gotta remember when he looked up and was like, "Yo, are you good?" He felt as though it was him looking down on him. This is pride. You feel me? He had pride as a kid.
Pride.
This is middle, and then going to middle school. Going to middle school.
I can get why you have. I can get like.
Wait.
And time.
You fighting?
What do you mean time?
How's that time?
Time. 5 minutes is out.
We got 5 minutes.
Elevate.
All right. Power system. Damar, the court is in your. Hey, the ball's in your court. 7 minutes begins.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. I like the quirk system. Right. I'm gonna explain why. The quirk system makes sense. It makes sense, right? Because all right, the thing with kids growing up and eventually going to hero academies, like, you know, to eventually become full-fledged heroes, that's a good plot, right? I like the power scaling, right? It's not too crazy, but it's just not JJK level, right? When it comes to like students, you can be a regular ass student, right? In JJK. If you want to like serve and protect, you can serve and protect, right? And we see many examples. Like Mai has no fucking special abilities to her, right? She can't see demons. She doesn't have any demon abilities. She don't have like any like fucking. She can't do any domain expansion. She can't do none of that shit. But she still has the will to like do. She can't do none of that shit. But she's still stronger than most women in the series. Think about that. And all she has is fucking specialized tools and her IQ. That's it. All right. So, hmm, how to explain this next one? When it comes to like powers, right? As I said, quirks make sense, but in JJK it's a little difficult to get because there's a little things you have to like know, like what are specialized powers, what are domain expansions, what are curse techniques, what are all these things, right? If you don't get if you don't understand by like in the first few episodes what these are, you're gonna lose it. That's why the quirk system is very easy to get, but because it's easy, it's less to go about with the story. Because JJK is a lot of powerful shit going on, right? You see all these villains using all their abilities and techniques and all this shit. All right, I know I'm using villains as examples, but I'm gonna use Gojo now. Gojo was the first character we see use a domain expansion, right? Well, a proper one, because he used his to counter Jogo's. So he used his first domain expansion, right? And when we saw that, we were like, "Yo, what the fuck is this?" And like infinity, I'm like, "What? What does that even mean?" And then we soon to learn just how strong Gojo is, right? When we saw all the other abilities that he can do, and then we were gonna be like, "Yo, this guy is him." He acts like a goofball, but like that's because he can, right? He taunts people just because he can. Like all that fucking push red, hollow purple, and all that shit's broken, dog. When it comes to abilities, he has them, and not just him. You got guys like Megumi, like the summoner. He can summon all these like abilities, all these beasts and demons to work for him. That's cool as fuck. Right? He's just sitting back and conducting, and then the battles go on. And he has hands too, right? He has hands. So when it comes to these abilities, I think JJK has the slight edge, right? But I still fuck with quirks though. Yuji, as you said, Yuji comes from humble upbringings. He was always strong. As he said, he threw a shot put like fucking 70 feet or no 70 meters out the park. So he was always gifted from the start. That's why he was a good vessel for Sakuna. So when he got the powers, he learned how to control them very quickly. Even Sakuna himself was surprised. Was like, wait, I thought this kid would be dead by now, right? How is he able to control my powers and keep eating my fingers? You know, Gojo himself had no like answer for that. So when we got to like the first scene where we see a boy what's his name again? Again, Don, what's the teacher's name that carries like he wears like a suit all the time. He looks cool. The spectacle glasses.
You talking about
Oh,
forearm?
uh, hold on. I
Yeah,
forgot
yeah,
what his
you know
name.
him. He
Oh,
Nah,
reminds
I
me
know exactly
so
what you're
much.
Best Genius? Or you talking about Nighthawk?
No,
Night
I'm no, I'm talking about JJK.
Oh, you talking about suit?
The guy that wears the suit, he has no powers, bro, but he has hands.
No powers. Does he have a cleaver?
He don't have like no
Yeah, cleaver.
specialized abilities. He can't do domain expansion.
Yeah,
Just
cleaver.
like yeah. Well, what's his name?
Yeah, that's a power. He has a power.
He has
He
a
does.
power, but it's not up there though.
Yes, it is, bro. He's one of the top grade. What?
No, but he
He's a
has
special
hands
grade
though.
curse user,
He
or
he
no, an A grade.
he literally says himself like, "Yo, I don't use my powers that much because like I
Cause he
train
trying to
I
get
train
rich.
more in fucking fighting abilities, right?" And we saw it when he eventually used his
I think
powers.
I
We were
think I
like,
think it's
"Oh shit,
Nanami. I think
Yeah,
that's what it is.
Nanami.
Nanami, yeah." So when we
But
when
either
we
way,
saw Nanami,
time.
wait me time, Jesus Christ,
Beautiful.
mother.
All right. The ball's in your court, DJ. Your
Yeah,
7 minutes begins. Your
Wait,
category is
wait, wait,
power
wait, wait, wait,
system.
wait.
Man,
Don't begin it.
it
What's
feel
the
like I had
category?
3 minutes.
Don't begin it. What's the category?
Power system.
Okay, starting now. All right. Power system, we love it, right? Quirks are special abilities that can evolve, through the mating series. And that can yes, through the mating series, because the mom and the dad can make different quirks, but there's a small chance that your kid will end up quirkless. You feel me? But that's like a 1 in a billion nowadays when you go to Midoriya's era. Now, if you go to Vigilantes, that's like a backstory, but we ain't gonna get too much into that. At the end of the day, the quirks start to evolve. So, say if you got water and a person that make ice, now you got a person that make nitroglyceride, right? Or fucking nitrogen, hydrogen bullets. You can evolve it, and if you train those abilities, it can become something stronger. And it all comes down to imagination with what you got. I'm like, dang, I like that. What the cards you are dealt with, you can make it into something better, or you can just make it overpowered. Strength is strength at the end of the day. I was like, dang, I like this power-based system, but you can overdo it because it is a part of you. It's like a muscle, and if you strain your muscle, you can strain yourself. Like when what's it called, when Midoriya and Bakugo had their one-on-one with each other, because bro had to punch on him. He was like, don't you ever say you gonna lose a fight, then work with me. We gonna get up out of here. We gonna get this dub. We gonna get this A. We gonna get this pass. Art. And it got real. Then that's when All Might himself, they had to punch on the idol. They said, bro, I don't want to do this, but we gonna have to shoot the 30. He said, oh, he different. He really started punching on him. He out here breaking his bro back because they know they got an infinite healer. They like, oh, but all she can really do is speed up the cells in your body. You feel me? Pause. Well, I mean with like a metal, it was like a metal grate. You feel me? Trapped him, but he put bro down. He got up out of that. He was like, nah, bro, you gotta sit down. You can't be punching on. After that, he was like, listen, sit there and watch. He looking like a guillotine. He said, yo, Kacha, get up. He said, dang. All right, we gonna have to shoot my fate, bro. I'm gonna always win, just like you taught me. He said, yeah, I taught you that. I don't care about nothing you talking about, little nigga. He proceeds to punch on Kanchan. You feel me? But this man over here straightening his cork. That's why he made his suit to the super ability. You see how kids get creative? You feel me? They using their suits was built off of their abilities. And it basically shows that they can enhance it based off of their imagination. Kanchan had his gauntlet. That John shot him, had him stunned for a bit. But bro figured out the tech, broke his gauntlet. Midoriya had to muster up his strength. You feel me? Because at the end of the day, his power is just raw strength and move and speed. You feel me? Right now. But course evolve. But we ain't gonna get too much into the plot because at the end of the day, you say you got to condition yourself. But at the end of the day, Midoriya also used his what's it called? He also had to learn how to grow to his abilities. He didn't come out with his ninth ability holder. He didn't come out with gear shift. And also, he had to talk to the people inside of the court to even convince them to use his power, to let them know he was a real hero. He was one of them ones. You feel me? And then on top of that, he had to learn how to use those abilities little by little because his body ain't conditioned for it because he can strain himself and break his body. But then they told him, yo, you can't keep doing this. You ain't got plot armor, my guy. That's back in season 3, which you said was trash. He was like, yo, if you use it again, you go to that ability. You know how they say the human brain can exceed the power that you have, but it will strain you. He was doing that too much. Then on top of that, he said, if you do it again, you will lose your arms. He had to come up with a whole new style so he wouldn't strain his ability, but he was still had different ways to use his abilities. How All Might was using Air Force, he used that with his fingers. Now he got bullets. He got projectiles. Now he punching with force. He got shoot style. He uses what's it called? His suit to enhance his ability. Now he got shoot style blades. I'm like, dang, he got wind blades. He different. And that came in the art that you said was trash, with all the random filler doing fun stuff. He was still scrapping to make sure that the fun stuff wouldn't get interrupted. He was still getting it out the mud. What are you talking about? making new believers, showing that he was the one to save everybody. Hero, villain, I get it. I understand your upbringing, but I don't get it too much. You killing people, you gotta do some time. You gotta catch these hands. But that ain't right, my guy. There's another way. He trying to tell you. But if you wilding out, he gonna put you down. Don't disrespect. But he had to train for this. Get it out the mud. They even season 3 when they blitzed him, they was in the middle of training. It's like, I'm so exhausted from training earlier. That's why Kachan got kidnapped. They wasn't even at number one at 100%. They was out here stressing. They had to cook their own meals, make their own food.
And time. Y'all 5 minutes begin. Debate.
What?
Again, like half your time
What?
you didn't even talk about the fucking power system.
You already
You
know about the
just
power
talk
system.
about
It was already
shit.
self-explanatory. I had to show you
Then
why
you had to just
it was
talk
a
about
reason.
that.
Huh? What you mean?
You should have just talked about that.
Season three, when they blitzed them, they said you need fuel for your body. They had to learn how to cook. And at that point, that's survival skills, right? To enhance their quirks so they can learn how to fight another day. And then back in season 7, when everything got devastated, they had to learn how to cook for themselves, get a shelter. Midoriya was out here getting out the mud by himself, but he had to do it to the point where he didn't strain himself, but he used his quirks effectively to show that everything can be used. He got a smoke screen, float. He used his abilities to make it so he can become the number 1 hero to take down people in less than 20 seconds.
Well, when it comes to him being,
That's
effective,
character development
he couldn't
and good power
really
system.
he couldn't really do everything that you said without any repercussions because he was still fucking himself up, right?
What you mean?
He couldn't
That's the power
control.
system.
He couldn't. I'm talking about just Midoriya here.
That's what I'm
He
saying.
couldn't
If he
control
trained
his own
himself,
power up until season 6.
what you mean?
Right?
That's like saying,
He's destroying his body every time he throws a simple punch or kick.
Now let me put it in perspective.
He had to put
for you.
on special braces and special type of sick just to handle some impact moves. And even after he did it, his body still got broken.
But he's only at in reality he only had 3%.
And that's even worse. He up until the end of the fucking series.
He like 17.
It don't matter, bro.
What you mean?
His build.
Bro, this is first
his
year.
build, bro.
This is first year. You get 3 years at
His,
UA. All
I
Might have the
know.
full 3.
I know. But All Might say he never had these All Might specifically said he never had these problems throughout.
Nigga.
And
he
not because he's a kid.
And Little Big Bad. What are you talking about?
All Might said he never had problems like this. That's when Midoriya's body was breaking down at such a fast rate, he was confused himself. When it went to the nurse, and the nurse told, it's still that don't matter, bro. That middle schooler is still putting out as much power as All Might was at one point.
That's what makes it so good. As a kid,
he was still putting out as much power as All Might was at that point.
He had to understand himself, you feel me, and how quirks work as a whole. Being as you never had it,
he knew how it worked. It's just that one quirk in particular, he didn't have no answer for it.
No, he didn't know how it worked.
He put on special braces just because his hands were breaking. And after he threw simple punches, his hands were still getting cracked.
Bro, this is like you trying to understand how a Samoan body works. You feel me? It's like two different.
They train. Samoans are trained
even though you train in a week will not equal to the same gains as them. I guarantee you that. Same workout.
Yeah, because they're trained as like a child from childhood up till now.
But you gotta understand,
in their culture, they fight.
If you got something since birth, it's as easy as breathing. If you speak Spanish from birth, it's as easy as breathing, right? It's second nature. That's how it was for quirks. This man got it in a year's time, in less than a year. You gotta understand that.
No, but I'm telling you, like, when All Might, because this is what they said, when All Might got his quirk, right? When he got it from his predecessor, right? He never had these problems Midoriya had.
But you gotta understand,
his body wasn't breaking.
But he completed.
He didn't even have the build that he had now. He didn't.
He completed one for all. He was getting different powers.
He completed, like, he still had to train. He still had to do his hero missions and shit. But his body never broke down.
Season 2, they foreshadowed that.
His body never broke down though.
Yes, it did. Yes, he did.
He never got a broken bone. He never got a broken arm. He still was that
He
Time.
dude.
didn't have to OD.
Time.
Well, he was still putting out the same powers though.
He had teachers. I'm
He
not
had
gonna teach.
teachers. Midoriya had teachers too, but he still had to do his shit, and he got
Time.
himself back
Time.
up.
Time. I get it. Time.
He never had the time to use his ability.
All right. Our next category:
The only time he used it was at the
villains.
entrance exam.
Villains.
Say otherwise. The only time he used it was the entrance
All right,
exam.
we're on villains now.
Oh
Demar,
my gosh, you
these
can't even
seven
get.
minutes
You
are here.
can't even fuck with me on this one.
How? I think I got you beat here.
How? Your
I
villain
got
is
you
born
beat
by
here,
hate.
bro.
Hate. Nothing but hate in the world. Your villain
Hold
is
Bro,
on,
literally born
cursed
by
DJ.
hate.
spirits are literally
Give Demar
hate.
his 7 minutes. Give him his 7
Cursed
minutes.
spirits are literally hate.
How? He started? No, he started the last one. He started the last one. It's my turn.
Oh, so you want to pick it up now?
All right.
Yes,
Okay,
let's
go
go back and
ahead.
forth.
Go
All right,
ahead.
all right.
Shit.
DJ, your 7 minutes begins now.
Anyways,
Villains.
like I was saying, this random is built off of nothing. They're built off nothing but hate. Hate in the earth. That is crazy. That is crazy. I don't care about none of that. At the end of the day, there's no plot to that. You just got random. You got random hate in the world, and it breeds boom a demon. What? You got these random occult kids praising demons, and it makes them stronger. What? What?
It's cursed. Cursed
Gojo.
energy.
No. Your hero literally made villains. Like what? That is stupid. Because he's too powerful. The whole world, even cursed users, was stressing about this man. And that stress literally made demons. And then those demons was just coming about the way because he was too strong. Like what? They was plotting on this man since birth. That's all this because it started. That was stupid. You should just kill him. Stupid. Because you want to keep letting problems happen. Even with Itadori, he died and came back. Sukuna would have been done. No. You want to let him be alive. Plot armor. Just randomness. But he a villain too. This nigga need to get up out of here. He killed everybody. And Sukuna is Itadori. So he a villain. Fuck that nigga. On the other hand, Shigaraki had a crazy ass upbringing. This nigga was like 4, 10, I don't know, a baby. At the end of the day, he was the youngest. His only peoples was his sister and his dog. The dad was on some bull because of granny. And he was like tweaking out abusive dad household, domestic household. The mom was trying to love her kid. This man was out here scratching. I thought he had eczema. You feel me? I thought it was bad. But it turns out that was his whole ability. He was out here stressing. Then he went with the dog. He said, why he hurting me? Why he beat me like this? And then next thing you know, the dog ash and blood. I'm like, oh my gosh, right? Then the sister like, no, don't touch me. He said, help. I need help. Boom, he ends up killing everybody, even his mom. That's why he got the hands on his face, because it was holding him back. He was like, dang, don't go that way. He was out here stressing, trying to keep his humanity. Boom, all for one come out of nowhere, nurture him into a demon. That's why he looked like a spoiled brat, because he was getting what he want, killing what he want. Because his ability literally disintegrates. Then he out here trying to punch on people. He getting shot up. Remember, Gunslinger was out here shooting people. And then on top of that, what's it called? He in the shadows, right? And then the portal nigga was fucking Mr. Aizawa and the sound nigga best friend. He wanted to be a hero. He got kidnapped, killed, took his cork, and then he the portal nigga. He mindless. He a Nomu. He brainless. They find out what Nomu is. They random niggas on the streets getting kidnapped. This like drugs on OD with experimentation. Then on top of that, they make a Nomu that can speak. Then the doctor nigga, which is speculated that was Midoriya's doctor, you feel me, which was crazy, who said he was quirkless, just so happened to be All for One's henchman, his admirer. That John crazy. And All for One, he out here, he started this whole thing. He been taking abilities, living, longevity, he bald, he got a respirator, he been getting punched on by generations of One for All and still packing them up at the same time. He out here taking L's and wins, but he trying to kill it all. That's how he feeling. He made the next hatred. He said, I want you to just kill everything. Just destroy everything. Everything. I don't care. It goes deeper than you, but all you need to know is to kill everything. And then this man got his own group. He like, man, I don't care about your idols. I don't care about none of that. Life ain't that sweet. And y'all gonna find out life ain't that sweet. And I'm gonna show you. His man met the League of Villains. And then he had followers because Stain was on some bull. And then he found out how faulty Heroes was. He said, yeah, I'm killing everybody. Forget the phonies. Everybody dying. Because where was y'all at when I was down bad? You feel me? And then on top of that, that was his grandbaby. I mean, that was what's it called? He was her grandbaby. That joint was crazy. That he got familial ties with All Might. And he don't even know it. And then after that, he died. He going through immense pain. You feel me? He in his own arc. He looking like that guy. But he also come across the drug, which this dude just so happened to be a Yakuza. And he out here erasing courts. He erased the second number one hero, Lemillion Court. He getting niggas packed up. Night-eye. You feel me? And he out here making Midoriya figure out how to do his stuff. But then he said, oh, I'm going to take that eraser court before I go to my villain arc. And then his henchmen having character development. What's it called? Toga. She out here. She just like blood. You feel me? That's not her problem. But her parents calling her hideous, worthless, all this stuff at 10, nigga. It's not her fault. She was born with this. Then she turned to a straight villain. And then we ain't even gotta worry about what's it called? We ain't gonna even talk about the other Todoroki. Cause boy, we know about his upbringing. Boy was stressful.
Time. All right.
Yeah.
Damar, your 7 minutes begins. Villains.
You better come with that heat, cause it's hot over here.
Oh man, it's cold over there from what I'm hearing. When it comes to villains, boy, it shouldn't even be close. Cursed spirits, my guy. All the hate in JJK literally comes from curses, right? If you understand what curses are, you know exactly what I'm going with this.
Curses come from hate.
Hey, mic up, boy, mic up. When you see cursed spirits, bro, you know that they bring the heat, right? Jogo was the first villain that we saw bring the hands. First villain we met that brought hands, right? Of course, he couldn't beat Gojo because, you know, Gojo is Gojo. But we first found out what a cursed spirit was and what a real, like, human antagonist villain like Geto was. Kenjaku, whatever you want to call him, right? We first found out the villain system right in episode 2, as early as that. And then we found out, like, hey, this JJK shit is serious, bro. Hey, there's some real hate going on here. And right after that, when we got into like meeting Mahito, and this is why people say Mahito's the best villain over Sakuna, because a lot of people hate Mahito. People like Sakuna because Sakuna has humor. Sakuna has like this base following, like, yo, we want to see him succeed for whatever reason, right? Everybody hates Mahito, right? Because of so much reasons. Mahito is heartless. He doesn't care about the system. He doesn't care about he doesn't even care about his own peers. He tried to off home dude. I forgot his name. I think it's Osuro, like the young minor kid with the blonde hair with the one sword. He tried to off him. That was his peer, right? Mahito's that fucking heartless. And even still, when it comes to abilities, Mahito is one of the best villains we've ever seen in Shonen, right? Like forget all like the creepy hands things he be doing, right? But he can fight, right? And in season 1, when we saw literally Megumi and Itadori literally jumping this dude, right? In one of the fucking most iconic moments. It's funny as shit. They literally jumping this dude, and this dude got away just to spin the block back on Itadori like fucking 4 or 5 episodes later in the high school. He literally spun the block, right? And we know how his powers go, right? Body manipulation. He can manipulate his own body. That's broken as fuck. And change into any fucking weapon, change into any fucking form he wants, just to get back and like use the cursed energy around himself just to power up his domain expansion that we all know is fucking broken. Only guy to overcome it is Yuji and fucking Gojo. And that's saying a lot. Now let me go to Geto. That villain right there. Geto used to be like part of the academy. He used to be this close with Gojo. They used to be like two peas in a pod, bro. And then when he got out, when he like saw the world for what it is, and he turned his back on the academy and became Kenjaku, that's when the villain shit kicked off. And we saw like how he can do his like manipulation, turning people into like cursed spirits and shit. And like how he literally created half the fucking cursed spirits that's running out here right now. Right? So Gojo's biggest friend becomes biggest enemy. And it's kind of like the Naruto Sasuke shit going on here. Gojo still cares about this dude and he wants to bring him back. But Kenjaku's like, nah, fuck this. The system is crazy. I ain't gonna do it anymore. And what we see in the movie, like Jujutsu Kaisen Zero, how Kenjaku became Kenjaku, right? And we saw like how the hardships he had to deal with. And since he was supposed to be like the main villain of the story, essentially apart from like what Yuji wanted to do, right? Because Yuji was really not the main guy, you know, up until like meeting Kenjaku in the main series. It was really Gojo. So especially in the Shibuya arc, we saw all the villains come together to see like how all their abilities like benefit each other, them feeding off the hatred and the fear of the human race, using all these cursed techniques and like all these cursed energies, and they don't even use cursed weapons because they don't have to. When they have to fight a sorcerer, right, they use the sorcerer's will against them. And that's what Hanami does. We all remember Hanami, like I don't want to say wood style, but those cursed spirit, because you know, apparently she's a she. When Hanami came to the school and was throwing hands, and when Panda pulled up and tried to like do his thing, and Panda got easy blitzed, and we were like, oh shit. We all thought Panda was that dude, and he still is that dude. We all thought. But after Hanami pulled up, and we were like, shit, how are they gonna pull this guy off? Because Megumi was running for his life, and Yuji was at the other side of the forest, and the other squad was doing whatever because they were all trying to kill Yuji. Hanami was just doing her thing and clearing out people
And
bringing
time.
hands. What? Jesus Christ!
Yep, 7 minutes is
I was
up.
cooking, bro.
So now
No, you wasn't.
5 minutes
I was
begins.
straight cooking.
Here are your 5 minutes.
But either way, when it
Debate.
comes to the fucking villains, bro, it shouldn't even be a debate.
All right, no,
I didn't even have to mention Sakuna.
First of all,
Geto alone
Sukuna's
solos,
the anti-hero.
bro.
Sukuna's the anti-hero. He's a ripoff from what's it
He's
called?
he doesn't even have to do much.
No,
That's
he's
the
an
thing.
anti-hero. He's helping.
I
the
said
hero.
Mahito is the best
He's
villain. I
helping the
already
hero.
said that.
He's not a discussion. He's negated.
But
Number
he's controlling
No,
the
number
shots
one,
though.
Panda and Hanami, they're heroes actually. They didn't know that he wasn't what's it called, a problem at the time, and then they helped him. All right. Also helpers. The only one is Mahito, and honestly, he don't even compare to Shigaraki. He has yet to fold. You know what you did? This man out here.
I mean, he doesn't compare.
He got
He's
edited
packing
into a
up
snow cliff.
everybody.
He was Winter's.
Why?
He was
Let me tell
Winter's
you.
top viral 10 of
Let me
villains
tell
going
you why.
outside. He was out here
You
crying.
can't even debate this. Mahito was willing to pack up his own peers.
Shigaraki literally died and came back, killing shit, killing more shit.
It can't compare because Mahito was willing to pack up his own peers.
Bro, Aizawa
Shigaraki was
leg.
never willing to do
lost
that.
the whole leg because he knew about his
willing to do that.
power, bro.
Mahito was gonna pack up his own peers, bro.
He can touch you with both hands now. He can touch you with both hands now,
bro.
and kill you.
Speaking of hands, the domain expansion is literal hands, bro. He touches you. He killed
the number one symbol of peace of USA.
Of USA, exactly.
Yes.
But look,
and half of Kinjuku Hospital and a whole city. They had to put him in the air so he wouldn't kill anything. And infinitely disable his court. If that man blink even once, he's on his ass. What happened? He killed.
When it comes to demon conduction, bro,
they
all these cursed techniques and cursed spirits top
You know
all
what
of
your
that
villain did?
shit,
You know what
bro.
Mahito
The
did?
domain expansions, it don't
Mahito,
compete,
Mahito,
dog.
Mahito is out
Mahito is
here
a
stressing, crying, hurting. Yeah, he killed some shit, but he crying at the end of
dude.
the
He
day.
kills
Like a little
anybody he
biatch.
comes across
Like a
for
little
no reason.
biatch.
Shigaraki don't be doing shit. Mahito be killing random shit for no reason. He be walking past people like, "Oh, I want you
That
to
shit don't
die."
matter. He just a
That's a
villain on the
villain,
loose.
bro.
He
That's
a
a
villain
real
on the loose.
villain.
He ain't got no
Shigaraki
conviction. He ain't got no
Shigaraki's not a
conviction.
villain because he
He
trying to
fears
pack
death
up
himself.
kids. He
Yo,
trying to pack
yo,
kids up. That's low. He
that's
can't get
low.
to the he
That's
can't get
low.
to the adults. He can't fight the adults because he's not a man. So he trying to fight
All right, all
kids.
right, all
That's
right, all right.
low.
Let me.
Shigaraki
All
is a
right,
low. Mahito
packing
fight
kids up,
anybody and anybody.
packing
He
kids
fought a
up, and
three.
killing people,
Mahito fought a
or
3v1 in the
all right. Let
school
me
and
ask you
still
this. Let me
won.
ask you this. Let me ask you this.
Mahito fought a 3v1 in the school and won, bro.
Let me ask you this. Let
Shigaraki
me
be
ask you
trying
this.
kids, bro.
Let me ask you this. Let me ask you
Shigaraki
this.
tries kids,
Let me ask you this.
and he
Let me ask you
still
this.
can't beat them.
Whoa, whoa. He tried kid. That's
He
crazy work.
tries kids, but he still can't beat them.
Listen,
When he
listen,
tries to go after the big heroes,
listen. You
right?
gotta
That's when
understand
he
this.
has
You gotta understand
problems.
this. What is a 3v1 to fight in the whole society?
What?
The whole society. This man's at 100% fighting the whole hero society. When he woke up, when he woke up, mind you, he woke
He
up.
can't say it was just him fighting the whole
It
society,
was.
bro. He
It
needed
literally was
he
just
needed
him.
help. He needed help to get to where he is.
No, no,
Mahito moved by
no.
himself,
He.
my guy.
That's the thing. That's the thing. That's the thing.
Even when Geto doesn't know
When
where
season
Mahito is, he
seven
knows he's on
started,
demon
when
time.
season 7 or season 5 started,
Bro,
when
Shigaraki
season
would
7
not
or
And
get to
season
time.
where
5,
he got.
no, season 7 or
He
season
would
6
not
started,
get to
bro.
where he got without
He
help.
blew up. He
Time.
blew up half a
But
city.
Mahito moves by
He woke up
himself.
and blew up half a city. They made
Time.
it
Geto
their
can't
life
even
mission.
control
They made it
Mahito,
life.
bro.
They
Time,
made their
y'all.
life
Time.
mission to not let
Time.
this man come back from the dead,
He did not do all that shit
and
by
they
himself.
failed. He didn't
Time.
fear
And even
death.
still, he failed. So I don't
That
know
man
what your
cried. He
point
probably
is.
peed himself. He probably peed himself off
He
straight
himself.
fear
He
of the hero,
literally ran up on a
of the
3v1 and
anti-hero.
ran the ones with three people.
You know why? Because he
When
killed
he
so
did
much
not
more
have
than
he
Time.
him.
didn't even
He
have
Time.
killed
to.
so much
Time
more
ran
than
out.
him.
Time ran
He's
out.
the Dory, the real villain.
He's the
He
only
killed so much
villain
more
so
than
far in
him.
JJK that be killing kids
He
willingly.
woke up, a whole city
Bro,
dead.
we passed the
He
time.
doing
We have passed the
Shigaraki shit.
time. It's time to go on to world building.
Oh, here we
He
go.
doing Shigaraki. Oh my gosh, you didn't fucked up. We don't even know half
All
your
right.
city.
All right. So since you said that, DJ, the 7 minutes is in your ball court. All right.
You want to
World
forfeit?
building.
You want to forfeit right here?
Forfeit. This is
Yeah.
easy. I'm winning so far. You should forfeit.
You're delusional. All right,
So
listen.
far, I have no chance so far.
Listen. First of all,
No chance so far.
we got world building. World building.
Here we
All
go.
right. Number one, we are starting in UA High in Japan, right? Then it went over in, well, I don't really know all the geographical area, but basically they expanded out to Japan. You feel me? They taking bullet trains to go to neighboring places in China. They got different heroes in every area, every city. They fighting Yakuza on islands. You feel me? They fighting fucking um they fighting fucking city folk. They fighting fucking country folk. And they went to the US with it. They said over in the USA, we need help. We need help. Everybody coming to Japan. They got the whole world stressing about this villain. So the whole world was also put into perspective. You feel me? Because at the end of the day, buildings can be rebuilt. We knew that. You feel me? With the day and age with corks, it made the city look so beautiful and so nice. And with the corks, every day is like second nature, but it also incorporates the people into it. You feel me? And saving the people is number one thing. So that's what makes the city so cool. That's what you got to think about. All you got is one place. What the fuck? I don't know. You had one mission, and everybody be dying in them places anyway, bro. There ain't no place safe for real. You feel me? You got UA High. It's the pinnacle of celebration. They got everything going on over there. Everybody want to go to UA. Top place, top sporting events. They got cities with sponsorships. You feel me? Everybody eat. It's a capitalist community. Everybody eating everywhere. You feel me? Fucking USA. Everybody got internships going on. It's basically looking like real life. You feel me? With quirks added onto it. That joint tough. Crime go on, but it's this what heroes is for. You feel me? And crime rates is down when my boy, the symbol of peace, is around. You feel me? And even when shit went bad, the top high schools with the best high schoolers, they became shelters. You feel me? And on top of that, the people had blicks. They was like, if shit go bad, everything went left. They still got blicks. They making their own shelters. And at the end of the day, they try to make a better community. They single-handedly rebuilding shit. They got a man named Cementos. You know about Cementos? He out here making structures and artillery, home defenses. You feel me? Because I gotta also use a perspective when everything was devastated. But cities can be rebuilt, like I said. And they made a whole fortress that's sitting up with electricity around it to fight this man Shigaraki. You can't beat that. This man out here building fortresses to travel from area to area. Yes, they fighting on islands. I already said that. And they freezing water. So you know what that means? They out here shooting niggas to their environments with their corks. I'm like, dang, this is actually good. They got aquatic superheroes, fire superheroes, rescue superheroes, everything going on. But at the end of the day, crime is down. You will want to live in this world, especially with a good upbringing, nigga. You got hope. And you got to think about the fact that you got a cork, or you might be corkless, but at the end of the day, you're going to make a difference. It's all about making a difference. And it's community building. Because, yeah, it might be some haters out here, but they make some great things. I'm not going to lie, especially with them scientific developments and stuff. They're going to be tough with the artillery, and then they be incorporated in the suits. I would want to be there. I don't know about you. I rest my case. Niggas dying
I
every
mean, you
day.
got 2 extra minutes.
All right, wait. All right, we gonna get on Jujutsu ass. Niggas die every day. Every day. Megumi, her friend, stressing, getting beat on. That stress, boom, curse. Curse spirit. Out of nowhere. Breeding them. Even your villain. Your villain was stressed out about how bad your environment was. We wake up every day to fight. Why? It ain't even enough of us. We need help. Gojo tough as shit, but I ain't. And then it's a hitman like Toji out there. Why the fuck is there hitman? We helping. He out here stressing. All in all, he became a vessel, which also negated that villain arc. He became a vessel for what's it called? The Taking, to use his curse's ability to make more curses. He was like, damn, this shit is disgusting. Damn, this shit is nasty. Well, I got this ability. It's not even good power scaling with his system. He's like, damn, I see curses. I'm kind of mad I see curses. We did all this shit for this bitch to die anyway, because they out here summoning curses and hitman, because the the families that's above us and the lineage that they grew up in won't allow this bitch to live. That shit is crazy. We gotta protect this bitch just to kill her. Why? What is the point of this world? I can't even make a difference. I can't even change it. That's the mission. We gotta handle it. Damn. And on top of that, you got to debate with some 6 families or some shit and worry about the power scaling system. Because back then, shit was fucked up with him. He was out here still stressed. He was like, yo, what? Why do you do this? What's the point? He asked the white-haired girl. What? I don't get it. Why? He's like, we just got to keep fighting. I'm trying to get rich. Even she had a messed up upbringing. A curse killed her family. He's like, yo, I'm gonna stand by sis. Little bro was out here stressing. He's like, listen, I don't want you to ever see that for real, but I'm gonna protect you. And she like, nah, you ain't gonna even have to be on all that like that. But we gonna get this money for real.
And time. All right, Damar, your 7 minutes begins right here. World
Who the
building.
fuck wanna live there?
When it comes to the JJK society, well, we know it's based in real life Japan, right? Mostly in Tokyo, right? We see all the clans and how their building goes about, creating the next best sorcerer, always going about saying, okay, what's the best times to move? What's the best ways to take out these curses? How to live in a society and how to like minimize, critical threats and shit like that. But
Death.
we see all we see all this shit going on, right? When it comes to sorcerers around the world, not just in Japan, but it was said that there are sorcerers around the world, right? We're primarily focused in Japan because the best ones are there. All the violence is there. right? Most of the curse energy is there,
Yeah.
right? When it comes to, let's say, separating the sorcerers from real life humans, regular ass humans, right? What you can see and cannot see, because some humans can see cursed spirits and some can't, which is crazy. You have to go around saying, okay, if you're an anime and you want to create like this sense of fear, because this is how the fucking cursed spirits go about their lives. They feed off fear. You have to have some of the humans see some of the cursed spirits, right? That's how their power system goes, right? And when the sorcerers come to try to pack them up, eventually you can't pack up what you what you can't see most of the time. So when it comes to like the world building, JJK got it. They got it. Exploration is there, right? When the field investigations, like the field of investigation is there. When they had like the clans come together to for the board, and they were talking about the history of like all the cursed spirits, like fucking Sakuna, how they came together. That was a long thousands of years, my guy. That's crazy, right? So the JJK Society didn't just start at episode 1. It shit goes back for thousands of years. So all this development with Yuji and all this shit what we're seeing throughout the story, it ain't even about him. It's really about like all the sorcerers and what they will do to protect society. So even if I use Gojo as an example, right? We know how fast Gojo is, how he can be from one place to another, how he's trying to like save everybody even though he knows he can't, right? When you have the villains come into this world, and the villains use the world very very good, right? They plan whatever they're doing before they do it. That's why in My Hero, when the villains just do shit without no planning, and I'm like, what the fuck? How are they gonna utilize this environment, knowing damn well the heroes got the advantage? Flip back to JJK. That's why when Gojo got trapped in the box, they had a fucking plan. They utilized the world against him, knowing that if Gojo was supposed to win, which he didn't, right? If they were supposed to win, they knew, okay, if we were supposed to sacrifice something here, we know we'd still use the world against him and trap him. And in the Shibuya arc, when the environment was really crumbling against the sorcerers, they really said, okay, how are we gonna do this now? Because Sakuna is a problem, but also we get to deal with the other cursed spirits. How are we gonna do this? Well, we're just gonna use the cursed energy against them. You know that the fucking cursed spirits, they feed off of cursed energy. So that's what the sorcerers had to do. Sorcerers like Mai that had no cursed energy at all, and she still brought the hands, bruh. That's called utilizing your environment. She has special grade tools that can be used and shit like that. But even when she was counted out for like the whole arc, she was really the MVP. So even though like the power system is very different, you got to look at both situations. When you have quirks that work, that's why in the field you got different types of quirks in over your My Hero. You have people that have quirks for saving people. You have people that have quirks for even fucking cooking, for fucking making clothes, for all this shit. We're talking about fighting. We're talking about survival. We're talking about all this shit, right? Not this basic ass shit over fucking My Hero talking about all this. Oh, here we are. We're just gonna become heroes, and half the people are just gonna become regular ass people, right? Over in JJK, you're either a regular person or you're fighting for your survival. But even if you're a regular person, the cursed spirits can still use you against yourself to try to lure out the sorcerers, right? But how did Shigaraki go about trying to lure out their heroes? By going about and try to target little ass children every arc, every time he got the chance, which is
And time.
very, very poor. What do you mean time? That was like 3 minutes.
7 minutes are up. All right, y'all. 5 minutes begin. Debate.
I can answer your question. I can answer
Uh,
your question. I can answer your question. First of all, that just so happened to be a coincidence. That's where All Might was teaching. They was collecting intel on All Might where he was at. He was member. He was there teaching,
he was
but he
collecting
was
intel, but they were still targeting people, bro.
he was running late. He was running late.
It's
Villain's job is to kill them. He was going to
survival
overwhelm All Might and kill
versus
him. He thought it
plot.
was that easy. He thought it was that easy. Remember, that was the first encounter. He thought it
They
was
were
that
just
easy.
not prepared. It's not that they thought it was easy.
He
They
said
had
that. He
no.
said
They
he said
sent. They
yeah.
sent a
He said yeah.
Nomu,
It was
right?
like you were going under level to the boss battle. He was like,
Yeah,
damn, I
they
shouldn't have done
sent a
that dumb shit.
Nomu trying to test them out, but that didn't work. So what they do? They
It
sent
did test
more
him out though.
Nomus to multiple.
It did test him
They
out. That's how
they
we
were
found
just
out All Might
testing.
had that much time. That's what
They
made
were just
Midori start
testing him out.
stressing. But
But they still
first of all, nigga,
they still endangered.
we
They
ain't worried
used
about
the
that. We ain't
kids
worried about that. We
against
worry
them.
about the bitch ass world building. You feel me? They was in the dark corner. That shit not cool. 1,000 years and they still getting punched on. A curse came back from 1,000 years, so clearly they're not doing their job. Second, it's curses
No,
that
but
build
it
more
was
curses.
stated by Gojo that eventually, like
It was
throughout the
curses that
years,
breed more
cursed
curses.
energy spirits got
And on
weaker while
top of that,
sorcerers
no,
got
no, no. On
stronger.
top of that, you gotta remember when Jogo and Gato was sitting in the restaurant. What happened?
Wait, what
What
do you mean? What
happened?
happened?
One dude seen
Some
who he
people saw
was.
them, some people
One dude
didn't, and
seen
they
who
were
he
feeding off
was,
the negative
and
energy
he
while
said, "I
making their
quit."
plans.
He
That's
said, "I
what
quit."
happened.
He said, "I quit." He was the only
He
man that
he,
lived
he
that day.
wasn't quitting. He was just
No,
doubting
he said, "I
himself.
quit." He ran out.
He was doubting himself.
And said,
But he
"I quit."
came back. He came back,
He didn't come
knowing that
back. He didn't come back. He ran
he.
and quit that day. Where
You're
Dominique?
talking about the guy. Wait, what are you talking about?
Dominique, when Jogo, I mean, when yeah,
You
when
talking about
Jogo was
Jogo
first,
or you talking about the
hey,
workers?
hey, hey, when Jogo was first introduced, right, at the restaurant with Gato,
Uh-huh.
and that restaurant dude, he ran. He said, "I
Oh, the
quit,"
restaurant.
and
I
never
thought you
came
were
back,
talking
right?
about Jogo.
Hold on. What you
No,
said?
that was a
The
regular ass
volcano
dude. What
dude,
are you talking about?
Mm-hmm.
the volcano dude. Who the volcano
Yeah.
dude? Remember
You
when
said what's his
he
name?
was? Remember
That's
when? Yeah,
Jogo.
yeah. Remember when he was in the restaurant with Gato, right?
Yeah, and they were doing their planning. Yeah.
They were
And the guy
literally
was,
planning.
and
Half
the
the
guy
people
ran
saw
out the
them, half they
restaurant, and
didn't,
he said, "I quit." He was done.
Yeah, he
because
he
he
had
saw
said
them.
that, and then he said something about it being warm in there, and he had saw someone go up in flames.
He was
Remember,
done,
half the
right?
people weren't seeing this shit. As I
Mm-hmm.
said, I said my point before.
Hello,
Half the people can
Yeah.
see cursed spirits, half can't. So when he
hello.
saw the person burst in
Yeah,
flames, he
we
was
can
like,
hear
"What
you.
the fuck?" He was like, "What's going on?" He still ran out. But that's a big point in world building. Like they emphasize, like, yo, humans aren't really safe here. It's not just the sorcerers that are in trouble because they like you got people like fucking Mahito will just like get up and just fucking off a human just because, right? Shigaraki ain't doing that because he don't want to bring attention to himself. He knows heroes are everywhere, right? The League of Villains that society's like, yo, we have to like be careful while we're doing shit. By the JJK villains, they just do whatever they want. Right? They go to a public restaurant. They're not even hiding. They go into a public restaurant trying to plan out how they're gonna do this, knowing that there's sorcerers everywhere. They don't care, right? They're really about that. They could just and they've walked out the restaurant like nothing happened, right? When it comes to Mahito now, how he goes around doing whatever he wants, Geto doesn't control that dude. He doesn't. He says himself like, "Yo, I don't know where this guy is. I don't know where he's going." He could end up dead, but like Geto was like, Kenjaku said like I was confident knowing that my the compatriots around me is enough that I need to regain Sukuna and seal Gojo. So they plan to literally use the environment around to literally get to what they're getting. Literally. So when it comes to both villains and shit, it really ain't close. The world itself, I guess it could be close, but remember, when it comes to humans in regular ass quirkless
And
humans,
time.
what? Every
That
time.
was 5 minutes. All
No, it
right.
wasn't.
Bonus category. Fan base. Who
Oh
wants to
yeah,
go first?
I win. You already know why I win. It's
I
not
know
even
why you're saying it.
close. It's
I
not
know why
even
you're saying
close,
it.
my
All right,
hero.
all right.
Was the
Let's let
most
DJ go first.
toxic.
DJ, you go
He,
first. You have
he
7
can't.
minutes to
He can't
debate your
defend it.
fan base.
No,
Remember,
he
you
can't
said you wanted to
defend it.
support the anime community, right?
He
The
can't
anime watchers,
defend
right?
this. He
This is
can't
your
defend
field.
this.
Here you
You
go.
can quit. DJ, this is your opportunity to quit here. You can't defend this.
There you go,
I'm
DJ. Here's your
I'm
7
giving
minutes.
this category. You have to give me this category, bro. There's no way, bro.
Okay, so you know what? How about you go first, Damar?
I'm just interested
Here's your
in
7 minutes.
I just want to see how is he gonna defend himself. Okay. My hero fan base is probably the worst fan base in all of anime. And I'm not even exaggerating. The most toxic, most messed up, underdeveloped, brain rot fan base I've ever seen. Right? And this and we talked about this years ago, Dom. I said, yo, this is the reason I don't fuck with my hero fan base. Because they be doing the most unnecessarily, bro. Like all this fan made shit, all this acknowledgement, all this shipping and shit, and this toxic shit. First of all these UA high students, they're kids, dog. They're kids. Mr. Slop Popper, right? You see what your fan base is doing to these kids? You see what your fan base is creating for these kids? These ideologies, these toxic traits, these messed up ideals. Huh? You can't defend this. Okay? You can't. I'm seeing all this shit about oh I hope Todoroki eventually makes up with his family, but then again I hope he actually gets together with Bakugo. What? What? Because what? Because apparently I think they have a crush for each other, and that fucking fan base is that letter dialogue right there got so many fucking support from the fan base. Like what? They hope Midoriya ends up with fucking. And you think it's Uraraka, right? But this gay ass toxic fan base, bro. They say, yo, they want Midoriya to end up with Bakugo just because they're childhood friends.
We
This
love
like this
everybody, all
gay
right? We love everybody.
shit, bro. But no, they're kids. I don't care if they're gay or
Oh no,
not.
I understand. I understand the kids part.
They're kids, right? And they do this for every single one of them, right? They were like, oh my god, fucking. And this is not even the worst part, bro. I'll get to the worst part. I'm just want to make sure Mr. Slop Popper is listening to all of this shit right now. Is he in here? He better be. But oh, my hero fan base is they have something coming. And and they are the sole reason why their anime is getting so much hate, right? Just because of what they're doing. And this is the thing, the writing, because the writers literally they listen to their fans, right? They do their fan service shit, they do their here and there, but like it's a lot of criticism going around, like, oh, is this character supposed to be like in a romantic setting? Do they have to have like this shit going on with this character? Nigga, they're kids at the end of the day, right? This author himself saying, "Oh, I want to please my fans. I don't want to get on the bad side of them. My fan base said they want to see this, they want to see that." All this toxic shit that's going around. This fan base is one of the worst shit when it comes to culture. It's one of the worst. The fandom itself, they need to die. And this is why.
In GTA.
And it's pure cringe, bro. You should have seen like there's like a dark side of this shit with like all the fucking cosplays and all the fucking shit that's going around. Cringiest shit I've ever seen. If you go on Google and be like, "Yo, why is My Hero fan base so hated?" You would see like 1,000 different reasons, bro. I thought like it's fucking. They're trying to be defensive most of the time, right? Like like it's like, oh, we can have an opinion. What if we don't the straightforwardness of the anime? We're just gonna say we want Midoriya to be gay for whatever reason. Okay, it's a fucking hero series about children, and they're gatekeeping most of this shit to their fandom while still putting it out to the culture of all animes by saying, okay, this is our anime and this is what we want. It's very controversial, right? It's so toxic because the fandom themselves think like their opinion only matters. Their fandom only thinks that, yo, when it comes to like us and our anime, we're the only one who can criticize our anime. We're the only ones who can give opinions on it. And they get real hostile online. And we see it. When it comes to people saying, "Oh, I don't think Midoriya," but go to a public My Hero domain right now in Reddit and say some shit like, "Yo, this Midoriya and Bakugo shit is gay as fuck." Say that shit, and you're gonna get jumped. They're gonna be like, "Oh my god, you're against all our people. Oh my god, this shit
And
is so
time.
against the anime."
All right, DJ. The ball's in your court. Fan
I want to see
base.
what he
7 minutes.
say. I want to hear this. Yep, that's a forfeit. bro realized he got nothing. All this fucking shipping shit they're doing and this gay ass hate thing, they're no, it's not working. It's not gonna work. I don't know if you saw this All Might X Deku thing that was going around that the fan base was hyping up. And I'm like, oh shit. This is why, and it's sad, bro. It's sad that Fairy Tail never got the publicity that fucking My Hero got just because of the timeline they got released. But although Fairy Tail was in their goofy shit, they were never like the fan base was never like this. Never. And people in Fairy Tail are grown. And they never wanted to do that. Right? And Fairy Tail was always compared to My Hero with all the because the systems is kind of similar. Right? The character designs are the character development was kind of similar. But the fan bases are fucking crazy. Anyways, this should not be a debate. This bonus category was like setting up DJ for failure.
Hold on, he's
Oh,
coming
here
back.
we go. Here we go. I want to hear this.
Could
I
y'all
want to
hear
hear.
me?
I want to hear you defend these guys.
Can you hear me?
Yes,
Oh,
I
we can
can.
hear you.
But
I
I
also
want to
want to
hear
hear
Oh,
these
I
them.
need
7
you to
minutes
mute
you're
this
about to
man.
use.
I want to hear this.
I've been saying that for the past hour. You're taking
Hour
my
is
7.
crazy.
You him.
All right, all
Admin.
right, go.
Admin,
All
you
right, go
him.
ahead. I want to hear you defend this. Go ahead.
All right. So first of all, we don't associate ourselves with the with
No,
the
no. First of all, you can't even say that. We're talking about fan bases. Don't say we.
listen,
Don't say
listen.
that shit.
Yes.
No, 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 no,
I
no. That
speak
don't.
for the regular people everywhere.
No, it's
Listen, this
most of
is
the
during
fan
that
base. So you
time.
can't speak for most of the fan base. I'm sorry.
Bro, I can speak for this because this was that
You
generation.
can
I'm a
try.
part of that
You can
generation,
try,
bro.
but
You
all you can
wild.
do is just go on Google.
You wild. You gotta understand. You gotta understand, bro. At the end of the day, people gonna do what people do.
Come on, bro. Time is going. Try to find a good reason.
Time's a ticking.
Hello.
Yeah.
All right.
Don't do that shit.
So
Come
at the
on.
end of
That
the day,
doctor
we
can't
don't
help you.
associate ourselves. We don't associate ourselves with the people that out there that are out there doing what they do. You feel me? At the end of the day, there's going to be that fan base on every type of platform. But it's just like what RDC said. You can watch anime and get hosts too. At the end of the day, not everybody is out here doing this crazy stuff, acting like this cosplay. People gonna do what people do. You can't control them. That's what it is. Now you coming out with outlandish what's it called? Accusations, right? If you say it's gay in a gay community, yeah, you're gonna get slandered. But if you say that to a community like us, I'm like, yeah, they is out of pocket with that. You feel me? There's different types of people in the fan base. You can't out here associate them as a whole. Because if you want to do that, Jujutsu Kaisen is dark as fuck, and their cosplay is actually cringy, and they be out here trying to make the curse people that be looking mad weird. So you can't even do that. They out here dressing in school outfits, and they kids at the end of the day. If you want to put it out there, they're high schoolers, right? Just like ours, they're all high schoolers. But let's not let's not talk about how dark they get. That means you gotta be an emo with talking about death and a curse user and using your reverse curse technique. Cause there's a lot of people who I see out there, they getting punched on talking about with this treasure I summon. What? 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 They out here talking about I'm gonna use my domain expansion out here hitting you with symbols. You out here looking like Naruto ripoffs running around. But but you associate yourself as them as a whole. That's not
I
fair.
know,
You feel
I
me?
know that you
So
ain't
at the
talking
end of the
about.
day, when it comes to power system and techniques, that's different. Cause even if you say Detroit Smash, it's still you
Fan base,
punching
bro.
somebody.
Talking about fan base.
It's still you punching somebody. You feel me? Hey, this is fan base. Everybody likes the hero power system. You feel me? Everybody wants to be a hero. It's noble people. Meddling is the essence of being a hero. That's what we talking about. When we come with Midoriya and them, now they got some bad Johns. We breed bad waifus at the end of the day. When you go to the Comic Con Johns, you feel me? Them Johns is valid. If you're talking about what's it called, the Giant Girl or Mystique, rest her peace. No, Midnight, my fault. Her name Midnight. Like that John was sad, but at the end of the day, she was bad. So I don't want to hear none of that.
Oh,
Now
you one of
let's see what it's gonna be.
those? Oh,
Huh? What you talking about? What you talking about? You go to what's it called? You go to DreamCon. You go to anime convention and see who my hero, my hero. The wife was gonna be bad. And I ain't talking to high schoolers. I'm talking to the ones that graduated. They bad. Let you go see a the Buddy John. Fan base tough. What you got? Women in high schooler stuff. That's not cool. That doesn't do nothing. That's weird. You're in a high school outfit. What's wrong with you? That's your dream con. Or they gonna be a monster at the
you're
end of the
still
day. Either
avoiding.
that
You're
or they
still avoiding
cosplaying as
your
boys.
question.
Either that. What's the question?
Your fan base. What most of your fan base be doing, not what you be doing.
Huh? No, bro. No, bro. What I be doing? This is a group of people, bro. At the end of the day,
It's
not
not because your
everybody's
own
out
fan
here.
base will curse you out for
All right,
that opinion.
all
They
right, all right.
will.
No, that's not cool. That's not cool because you got to say anime fan base. We should all be out here wearing wigs, huh? Naruto running, saying Kamehameha out of nowhere. That's not what we do.
Again, this
You
fan
can't say that's
base,
us as a
they're,
fan
they're,
base.
they're not normal,
You can't
bro.
say that's us as a fan base. You can't say that's us as a fan base. You're picking a select group. That's not fair.
It's not
There's
as
other people to this
most.
fan
It's not a
base.
select group. It's
I
most of them.
speak.
Go
That's
on
not
Google and
most. That's
search
what
it
went
up, bro.
viral. That's
You
what
can,
went
if you
viral.
don't
That's
believe
what
me,
went
just
viral.
search it up. You don't
You can
gotta
go.
believe me.
You can
Just
go
search
here
it
and look
up.
at some weird. You can go look at some weird stuff on what's it called, Jujutsu Kaisen too. Don't even do that.
As I'm
Don't
saying,
even do
it's
that.
it's mostly y'all though. It's mostly y'all.
Nah, bro.
That's
Nah,
facts.
bro. That's just because it was in that era.
Era. What do you mean era? It's to this day. You see what people be doing? Oh man. Uh
right. I guess that brings us to the end of this debate.
Bro avoided the
JJ,
question the whole
JJK or
time,
my
bro.
hero? I'll leave that up to y'all.
Bro avoided the question the whole time.
He ducking. He weaving.
He ducked the question, dog. I was like, well, how do you explain your fan base doing all this toxic and shipping all this shit for kids? Start to talk about what he thinks. Okay, buddy. It's most of your
Mm-mm-mm.
fan base, man. Just go on Google and search up My Hero fan base. That's it. Just search that up and you're gonna see all that. I could talk about this for hours. And this is just off by what I'm seeing. This is the only category that you had no shot at, bro. I didn't even have to talk.
I'm
Uh,
here. I'm
here we go.
here. MHA all day. All right, but you
Here we
are the
go.
admin. I all right. As my final case, right? What were the categories?
The categories were story, characters, villain, power system, and world building.
All right.
We
Number
should have
one.
had like a
Number one. Nah. Shut up. In conclusion,
Here we go.
in conclusion,
Here
My
we
Hero
go.
Academia has a better story because the simple fact is it's about a young hero. It's about a young hero who met his idol and had to strive to make his
Who
goals and his
fanboyed
dreams
himself to a
conviction.
fucking
He
position,
said,
by the
I'm
way,
going to save everybody. I'm
which
going
he
to be the
didn't.
number one symbol, the next symbol of peace. I'm
Lost
going
his
to stop the
powers, but
crime
okay.
rate and everything is going to be good
That boy
because
working in
meddling
McDonald's right
is the
now.
essence of being a hero,
Lost
right?
his girl. His
In
best
this
friend is
process,
sympathetic.
his best friend getting resuscitated right now.
He still got his powers.
He out here fighting, right?
He's
To
still a
become
hero.
and make his dreams a conviction, but then he figures out that this is bigger than him, and he is
That
also
boy
the
working in
completer.
McDonald's right now,
He's
boy.
also the completer and the successor of One for All, and he has to come through hardship to become a great number one hero. And this was the story, right? Two characters. Each character grow and evolve as they grow, as they court grow and evolve. People die. They have heartfelt moments. They have hardships, and on top of that, it foreshadows into greater events. Because if you didn't know now, you got to know then. You feel me? Because when Midoriya saw all his successors, and that's what led to this One for All, got more than one quirk. That's how you started knowing that they had people that was inside the quirk, and feelings was a part of the thoughts, and everything actually connects to quirks, even including your consciousness. And you didn't even understand that, and that shit was different. That's what led on to the catalyst of season 7, and that's what let me put it into hindsight, right? When the number one hero of US, right? Her basically her ability was commandment. Her last quirk before she died was to destroy other quirks as a commandment. And when this nigga absorbed his quirk, because mind you, he got all for one quirk. You feel me? He said, I'm gonna absorb her shit. Now I gotta get rid of this quirk because this shit is destroying my body. This nigga started dying in midair. They got jet fighters trying to fight this nigga. Niggas with quirks. Nigga, the number one superhero. Superhero societies, countries fighting this nigga. They got niggas thinking about, yo, maybe he might be the next overlord. Maybe if we bow down now, it'll be good. He was about to single-handedly stop the world. We are in process of a battle that will make or break the characters. He's like, damn, my best friend just died. I'm angry, but I gotta learn how to control my anger. Cause mind you, he got caught lacking in the beginning of the season when Kachan got stabbed up earlier. You feel me? But then, mind you, power scaling, power scaling, because of the sheer fact that Kachan instilled real fear in this nigga. He said, yo, well, I feel like this nigga gotta die. You feel me? Shigaraki out here questioning himself. Oh, he caused me real pain. I'm hurting. I'm stumbling. Mind you, he was fighting the whole hero society and not wavering. Not wavering, killing niggas left and right. Mom, dad, kid, child, dog, it don't matter. They all going down, including your building. I'm like, damn. And he like worthless piece of trash. And then you die. Like, that's disrespectful. That's mad disrespectful. He's slapping you up, kicking you, and then he gonna kill you. You disintegrate. Dang. The only person that negated it was Shigaraki because he figured out how to slow it down and cut off his leg. He didn't even come out unscathed. He amputated himself. He was like, yeah, you blink for a second, I'm on your ass. He proceeded to be on his ass. This man got one eye. You got to understand that. He out here devastating the world. This character became a real problem. But he out here, he fought for that. He literally died for that. They electrocuted him, said, you got to withstand this quirk, be able to withstand this body. But he ain't get it by no regular means. He got it through immense pain. You feel me? That's mad character development. He said, you want real destruction, you got to earn it. He's like, bet. That's real conviction. You know what Mahito doing? Stressing,
but still running the
yes,
ones
bro.
with anybody. But okay.
Yes, and the man that was out here not wavering,
especially when he ran the ones with Mekamaru, knowing he couldn't win, but he still did, bro. That was peak.
But he knew he had a chance. Itadori, he had no chance.
He knew he had a chance. He was not scared.
You know what Kachan did? He died on that field, literally. He was out there dying on that field. Bro lost his right arm. His right arm was broken, shattered, twisted the other way. His fingers throwing up crip and blood. That shit crazy. When I tell you this man was out here analyzing. He got one eyeball analyzing him. Oh, left, right. The nitroglyceride was too much that he sweat so much from his whole body that his heart burst. Before he could put in the most pain, this man was moving faster than the speed of light. He was in that altered state to throw hands. If he come back, he is the second greatest man to throw hands. That's why they currently trying to resuscitate him. You got to understand that. Midoriya, he out here getting snatched up because the girl was feeling for him. Now he got to travel across kilometers to get his peoples because she messing up the plan. And that girl single-handedly has so much character development. The people that was her best friend going into this villain group died. She used his blood to devastate the whole world. If it wasn't for him, he wouldn't have got that. You got to understand that. But they bonded. They've been through hell and back. Literally. Fighting. And then, what's it called? Hawkeye killed him. Then she tried to kill him. Bro was out there with one sword. We gonna die on this field. Meanwhile, the girl you said that was useless, Umaraka convinced her to chill out. Meanwhile, she was scrapping this whole time. Her ability evolved through character development too. Because she's trying to be a hero. Meanwhile, this girl was just lost. She had hate since day one. That's mad character development, power system, and scaling. You can't beat that. And we ain't even gonna talk about your only villain. Jato's a vessel. He don't count. Yes, we can't. Sukuna's an anti-hero. Gato's a vessel. He don't count. If you talk about Kenjaku
is basically the controller.
DJ, it just sounds like you're repeating yourself. We already heard everything, buddy. It sounds like you're repeating yourself.
He kind of is repeating.
This is a long ass conclusion.
He's saying the only hero with confusion. You feel me? Sukuna's an anti-hero. Gato's a vessel.
But you can call him an anti-hero or not.
Listen.
You can hate him all you want. He's still running shit.
The only person
he's still running shit.
Possibly debate about, and you didn't debate about
because of Sukuna's presence, a lot of curse spirits couldn't do what they wanted to do. So even
that's just because of power.
They were scared of him. Even the sorcerers themselves were scared of him.
He was breeding powerful curse spirits because he was too powerful.
They were still scared of him, bro. So I don't know what this anti-hero is.
Even the curses. Everybody's scared.
They're all still scared of him.
What you mean? Gojo had to be happy for a reason. If you was a demon, you wouldn't care. But this nigga had the same thing.
When he tried to take over, Itadori, and Sukuna said, "Yo, if you do this again, bro, you're packed." Bro ran.
He was an anti-hero.
Like, fuck no.
He was an anti-hero.
People are still scared of him, bro.
By
They
the end of the
they
day,
didn't
you're
even want
helping
to
the
run
main
the
villain.
ones with Itadori,
Bro,
knowing that they would have
Itadori
to
would have
beat him.
died 10 times over without him.
I said that already.
Anti-hero. Anti-hero. You're saving the main character.
He's only saving him because that's his best chance of getting his fingers back. We already know this.
Who also did that? The Nine-Tailed Fox? Naruto?
Is Naruto debate now?
Huh? No, I'm just saying. And he's considered an anti-hero, right?
Who?
The Nine-Tailed Fox. Last time I checked.
How was Kurama considered an anti-hero?
Because he helps Naruto. He aids him.
The only reason he helped him,
abilities.
knowing that the only reason Kurama helped Naruto because he eventually realized what the 10 tails was.
But he lended power. He lended power either way. Before that,
Yeah, knowing he would have died anyways. If you had a choice to die without saying, and his fellow tail beasts is like his brothers and sisters, he had the choice. He wanted to do this, and Naruto has always been good to him.
That's an anti-hero.
Naruto has always been good to him, so he returned the favor eventually.
That's an anti-hero.
A real anti-hero,
just like
Naruto would really be Sasuke.
To help him and lend his power.
A real anti-hero would be Sasuke. If we're going by those logics, he's still a villain up until the war, right? He wanted to off Naruto after the war, and after that, he was still recognized as a hero.
Bro, they repeatedly had to seal this nigga away
because
he wanted nothing but destruction.
That's his nature, though.
Body and cause destruction.
But that's his nature as a tail beast. They're not there to be bonding with humans.
Same thing for Sukuna. If anything, he's more of an anti-hero. He let Megumi live.
A demon, bro. It's not the same thing.
He let Megumi live.
Sukuna feeds off negative energy. The 9 tails is just evil because it comes from the 10 tails.
Bro, Sukuna's just evil.
He's a demon. He has to be. He feeds off cursed energy. That's how he gets. If he doesn't feed off cursed energy, he doesn't exist anymore.
Yes, but if you're choosing to help the hero, what is that?
He's not helping him. He realized Itadori has a fucking good body, to absorb all the fingers without, fucking imploding. So he's just gonna help him out from here on out.
He made deals. He helped him out. I don't care. That's help. All the same. It wasn't forced.
For thousands of years, he realized he had to get back to this level.
So he couldn't even beat him. The only way Sukuna would had his power used or had the power or even made a deal was because of Itadori agreeing with some shit. Even the deal where he had to kill
was the only one who could swallow the fingers and handle the power. That's the only reason why he kept him alive.
Bro,
the only reason. Itadori could have died on episode 6, my guy, as early as that.
Exactly.
When Mahito was packing it, he could have died as early as that.
And he let him live. He let him
do because he realized he was a good vessel. It's kind of the same thing with
fucking Naruto. And he fighting the villains. He fighting his ops, right? He fighting his ops for him, right?
Yeah, because this is amusing to Sukuna. He doesn't care about nobody.
So that's an anti-hero. That's an anti-hero. Just because you don't care about nobody, he's killing all the wrongdoers too. He's helping the situation.
I know, bro. Even the enemies still fear him, bro.
Nah, bro. Shigaraki ain't helped the damn soul once. He ain't never helped his ops. He ain't never fought.
The League of Villains work together all the time, though.
They work together to fucking fight. What are you talking about?
When it comes to getting to what they want to do, Shigaraki always becomes their help, bro.
When
Sukuna don't count on nobody. That boy just be holed up and just working all.
What you mean? He helped Megumi. He literally gave that nigga advice.
He was helping Megumi. He was helping Megumi because it was amusing to him. He was laughing the whole time.
Help.
He was calling Megumi weak.
Bitch.
He was talking shit to Megumi, saying, "Yo, you weak. If you want to really take my advice, you should run." And then he started telling him like, "Yo,
He said, I
You
like
can't
you.
lose
You
to
got
a-
conviction.
Can't lose to a third-rate demon like this. All you gotta do, and then he told him what to do.
Yes. And
Just
what's that?
because he did,
What's
just
that?
because he
Help.
didn't want
Help.
Itadori,
He helped
he
the
didn't
hero.
want Itadori
He
to
helped
die.
his op. Shigaraki, he never once did that.
But
You can call
anywho,
him his op though,
this
because
video is getting longer than it needs to be. But
fuck,
all right. All right, but with that section, take us out.
Thank y'all for watching this very, very one-sided debate.
Indeed, very one-sided.
This very one-sided debate. JJK versus
Anime
My
chain on
Hero.
top.
Thank you for coming out.
Anime. I speak
And
for
again,
anime watchers.
yeah, please speak for that fan base. Thank you all for coming out and watching. Please be sure to like and subscribe. And let us know in the comments. Do you want to see more of this? Do you want to see
And
anything
who won,
you want
man?
to?
MHA all
And
day.
who won? Trust me.
Cause what?
And
How you
with
gonna
that
put a
being
villain
said,
that was on his knees crying? Where'd he do that? Crawling.
all right.
And
Please.
still packed
Go
up a
on.
lot of
It's
people.
over. It's over. Let me
Crying.
close y'all out. All right.
And still
It's
packed
over.
up. That's like Sasuke
None of
never
the
cried.
greats have
Like
out here fought a boss
Shigaraki
like that.
cried too. Shigaraki cried too.
Look,
I don't
it's
know what
over.
you're
It's
talking
over. It's over.
Shigaraki
Let's get
cried
these social
multiple
medias out the
times.
way. All right.
Impressive.
Shigaraki was crying because the heroes was literally putting his life to hell. He saw that scene. And he was like, I'm gonna kill them all. He had tears in his eyes.
That's enraged tears. You gotta
Enraged
understand that. He was catching straight bodies.
Hey man, we'll see y'all next
Boy
time.
was crying.